Welcome back to yet another episode of Miss Mandy Throwdown. Today we go back to our oldie, the goldie, the Miss Mandy Throwdown episodes. I know you guys have been enjoying the banter in the kitchen series with the Man Talk gentlemen that I have. So shout out to Oscar and Eli and Victor Peace for coming through for dinner date night. Ooh, those recipes though that we cooked up, yeah, you can find them in my first physical cookbook, The Melting Pot. It has 50 plus recipes that you can whip up with your air fryer, with your Instant Pot, whichever gadget you have, or if you have both, you need to be having my book in order to whip up the thing. Anyway, if you're new here, my name is Mandy Sarro. I love to cook up a storm and I'd love for you to subscribe and join the gang. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers and your follow would do me like the biggest favor for you to join the squad, okay? Today, we're gonna be making something special, something that I really enjoy whipping up and showing you guys actually on my Insta stories. It's all about sandwiches. And today we're gonna be primarily focusing on bread. The right bread you pick gives you the right sandwich results. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. We have our first sandwich of the day, which is going to be an egg sandwich. Now, for me, this sandwich, we're gonna build it with things that you possibly have in your pantry. I can guarantee you definitely have these things in your pantry. We have a little medley of veggies here, which is onions, green pepper, yellow pepper, and some red chili as well. The chili is completely optional. We are going to be using 2 eggs. We have shredded cabbage and carrot here. Trust me, this will be perfect on the sandwich. And we also have our cilantro, yogurt, garlic sauce. Easy and quick to make. So we've gone ahead to add in our cilantro. This is plain yogurt. Do not use any flavored yogurt. That's about 1/4 cup. We have apple cider vinegar. You can use plain vinegar as well. And we have 1 garlic clove. And if you do not have apple cider vinegar, you can use lemon as well. And our key ingredient is going to be mayonnaise. We're going to be spreading this bad boy all over our slices of bread. We're just using regular schmegular bread. And the mayo, because it has a lot of fat, it adds tons of flavor to the bread itself. And also it helps it get toasty like really well. Trust me on this. If you have butter, it's okay, you can use that. If you have olive oil, you can use that. But mayo though? Mayo, yeah. That's where it's at. Trust me on this. Now we're spreading this on here. Just gonna place that. I wanna show you guys why you use mayo. Oh my God, look at the results, baby. Look at those results, yes. That's why you toast your bread with the mayo. Mustard on the beet, we're spreading some mustard on that. If you don't have mustard, you can use ketchup. You can also just skip if you do not have any sauces, but please apply some sauce. You definitely need some sauce on your sandwich. So we're adding in some of our onions into here, our peppers as well, and the chilies, of course. And we're gonna go in with a pinch of salt. I'm gonna beat this. And we're good to go. Going in with just a little bit of oil. You can use butter, olive oil. You can just go ahead and use that. And our pan is on low, so you don't want to shock the egg. Make sure your pan is not screaming with heat because it's definitely going to shock the egg. You don't want that. Just gonna pour the egg in there. Like I said in the banter, Morgandani. Okay. As you can see, it's cooking nice and slow, bubbling away. You're not hearing any screaming heat coming from the pan, which is very important when you're making eggs. We've flipped over the egg. Look at how beautiful that brown is. And I'm just pressing it down to make sure it cooks through so that we can assemble. So we're taking our egg, we're gonna place it on top like that. Going to hit it with some of our shredded cabbage and carrot. Think of it as a way of eating your vegetables and not your friends. And lastly, we're gonna go in with our yogurt cilantro sauce. Gonna place that on top. Beautiful part is, let's see how the middle looks like. What a beauty. She's a beauty. On to our second sandwich of the day, which we're gonna be using Samoon. It's like a mini baguette. It's thicker than a hot dog bun, and literally one of my faves actually that you can find in the supermarket. And the things that you can stuff it with on the inside, for me, is what makes this bun just extremely delicious. Let me break it down to you. If you have anything like leftover chicken, leftover pork, whatever it is that you can shred, saute with the medley of veggies like I have right here and put it in this bun, trust you me, it's gonna slap. Today we're gonna be using these sausages, found them in the supermarket as well. And for our ingredient list, we have onions. You can use red, you can use white. You can also use spring onion if you want. I have green pepper right here. You can use any color of pepper you like as well. And I have red pepper as well that's over here. It's actually spicy red bell pepper. I also have oyster sauce, a little bit of dark soy sauce, and ketchup. We're also going to be adding a splash of water. All the action happens in one pan, so let's head on over to the stove and throw it down. Our pan is nice and hot. We're going in with about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I'm just going to let that get hot as well. We're gonna go in with our sausages. So I'm gonna take off the sausages. They've been cooking for about, I wanna say 6 to 7 minutes. They're not all the way cooked through. However, we're gonna be returning them back to the heat, so I'm taking that out. Same pan with all this amazing oil and flavor, I'm going in with the onions. I'm just tossing them in that oil so that they can get this flavor. Just gonna cook them until they're slightly soft. The onions are still semi-hard, which is perfect. We're gonna go in with our green pepper and our chili as well. We're sauteing this for about 2 minutes. We're just going to make sure we season this with salt. As you can see, we have some color going on. So we're gonna go in with a dash of our dark soy sauce, ketchup, and this is our oyster sauce. And I've just put a little bit of water in the same container that the ketchup was in. I'm just putting that in there. Because we don't want the sauce to burn, that's why we put the water. So I'm taking the sausages and I'm just cutting them. Now that they're well rested, their juices are not gonna run out. And you can leave them whole, you can cut them just in half. I just prefer this. So remember the water we had saved. We're just gonna, just in case things get sticky, as you can see at the corner there, oyster sauce has sugars. Oyster sauce has sugars, so if you leave it on the stove too long, it's gonna burn. Hence why you just need a little bit of water to add in there. And you can see things are saucy, things are looking really good. Gonna keep adding just a little bit. Actually, I'll go in with the rest of the water. And we're just gonna let this cook for about a minute or so. Our pan is really hot. Our heat is now on low, so we're just gonna let this bubble away for about a minute or two before I show you what we're gonna do with the bread. So we're gonna go ahead and cut up the samoons. I'm just gonna make a nice little cut. And we're gonna place them directly on top of the sauce. I'm just gonna place them like so. This will just allow for the bun to get warm on the inside, and of course to get some sauce on the outside as well. So just like for a few minutes before we assemble. Let me show you how strong my pull-out game is. I'm playing guys. So we're gonna go ahead and place all of this all up in here. This is like the perfect hangover buster sandwich. Like grown, saucy, and sexy. Yeah, that's the word. Now we're on to our grown-up sandwich. This is the third and final sandwich, and I think if you are a sandwich lover, you should know which bread to use to take your sandwich to the grown-up level. We're gonna be using ciabatta bread, and it has simple ingredients. However, this is an Italian white bread. And the beautiful thing about this bread is quite sturdy, so it doesn't fall apart with ease, and you can be able to stack a lot of things in it. And today we're gonna be stacking some chicken thighs, which are boneless, and we're gonna season them with something simple: salt and pepper. We also have the toppings that are gonna go on top, which is our shredded cabbage and carrot. We're also going to be adding in some apple into that salad. We have mustard, garlic, cilantro, yogurt, and apple cider vinegar, which are gonna create our fresh element of a sauce. The major reason why you want to pay attention to how you build on your grown-up sauce, everything matters. The toppings, the fresh element, the protein of choice, and of course the bread. Now that I've given you a rundown of what it is that we're gonna be making, let's head on over to the stove. But first, let's season our chicken. So I've made sure to season the thighs really well with salt and pepper on each side. Again, we're using spices that you definitely have in your pantry, and highly recommend using fresh black pepper. It will add a whole depth of flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this ciabatta bread, and I'm gonna cut it into half. The other half as well. Now I'm only going to be using one side. So I'm going in with about a tablespoon of cooking oil. Just going to let that get hot. I'm going to place the chicken skin side down. So I'm going to be taking out these chicken thighs and setting them aside to rest. In the same pan that we've browned our chicken, we've allowed for it to cool down. I'm just going to add butter in there. The pan is still hot. It's still cooling down. However, it is not on. Now, the major reason why I'm doing this is all this flavor in the pan. And we're going to be placing our bread here. And now we can turn on our pan. The heat is on low. We don't want the butter to burn. We just want it to cook nice, to the bread to get toasty really well. So it's been about 3 to 4 minutes. Just look at that. This is how you build perfectly on a grown-up sandwich. The bread is nice and toasted. We're gonna take this out and then of course start adding all our other elements. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our chicken Now that it's well rested, the juices are not gonna run. Just gonna slice that up. That's the sound you definitely want to hear. Our chicken. Don't forget the apples. And we're just going to put this yogurt sauce on top. And voila, a grown-up sandwich is ready. Just look at how beautiful that looks. I truly hope you guys enjoyed this sandwich episode. There's gonna be, of course, more of these episodes where we talk about toppings, we talk about fillings, and all the things that go inside the bun, or whichever bread that you decide to choose. Today, we really focused on the bread. Literally one of my favorite episodes. And I'm about to do what I do best, which is about to try out, but I'm not gonna try out all the sandwiches. I'm just gonna try out one of my faves, which is this chicken ciabatta. Listen, ciabatta be coming through, okay? And before I bite into this, if you know somebody that loves sandwiches, you need to tell them to, of course, watch this episode. And they need to subscribe and join the gang. So as I wait for you to subscribe, let me take a bite. Yeah. The apple, the yogurt sauce, the mustard, the butter, the bread, the chicken. Perfection. Orgasmic. Oh my God. I can't wait to keep devouring this, but I want to love and leave you. If you've not been eating anything delicious, there's tons of recipes that you can check out on my channel that will definitely transform how you throw down. Until the next episode, share this episode with somebody who loves sandwiches. But for me, Miss Mandi is stay eating delicious.